What view?
That one.
I shall. I just wanted to make sure that we were on screen and live. Thought I was in charge.
Well, somewhat, but we have to introduce ourselves.
Do we?
We do.
Hi everyone. Welcome to our live stream.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. We are going to be playing through Solomon Kane. We are going to be playing through the... What is it? The right hand of doom?
The right hand of doom.
Doom. And this is going to be a rough playthrough. We just got this game in among many others. For those of you that have been paying attention to this channel,
this is a try to play stream.
Crazy amount of unboxing videos. So we're going to try to play through some of this, but like I said, it is going to be rough. We will be referencing the rulebook, probably making plenty of mistakes along the way. I will be doing more of these coming soon, and then I will have a full teaching video once all the rules are situated and I get everything down. So for those of you that jump in at this point as well, there are going to be spoilers with this, so if you're not interested in spoiling any of the stuff that is revealed in this chapter book, this would be a good time to stop watching. Otherwise, please post any comments down below. We'll get to those as things come up. And, say hi, say what you guys are up to, if you've backed this one, if what you're thinking of it, if you have had a chance to get to the table yet. Without that, again, let's go around the table and introduce everybody. So obviously I'm Lance.
I'm Courtney.
I am Tam.
And he's going to be our illustrious reader tonight.
Illustrious.
So let's get into it.
All right.
What do we got?
Chapter 1. The Call of Virtue. You don't know what that's at. The inn is called the Seventh Star, a portentous title for what is otherwise a cozy, rural tavern in a small English village. Solomon Kane sits near the fire, chasing the chill from his bones, for he has just moments earlier come in to spend the night. He is en route to Torkertown, a couple of hours' ride hence, and will resume his journey come the morn. Kane's dark Puritan garb and brooding presence contrast sharply with the rustic, ruddy-faced locals and their boisterous, ale-fueled chatter. Ever alert, even as he seems to be lounging back with his eyes closed in restful contemplation, Kane drinks in the scene, listening for gossip and rumors of dark doings that may require his particular brand of justice and investigation. Kane had traveled far and wide to many a strange shore, and in these troubled times of banditry, wars, and witchcraft, even sleepy English villages were subject to the scourge of darkness. Sure enough, the topic of excited gossip in the tavern that evening was a man named Roger Simeon, who was to hang the next day in Torkertown for the vile practice of necromancy. And it was one of the patrons of this very establishment, a friend of his, who had sold him out to the authorities. Kane had a decision to make. Should he involve himself directly in the matter, or let fate take its course? Our objectives. The virtues must choose.
Okay.
Will he deal with the matters personally, answering the Puritan's call? Or he is not alone. On the side of the devout, there will always be those divine entities to shine a light into the shadows. Choose, virtues, choose.
All right. And we do have, what we got there?
Hey, Raptor Rancher. Says, hello everyone, playing Bloodborne and just bought Tainted Grail and Expansions off BGG Marketplace.
Oh, awesome. I've only been able to play a little bit of Tainted Grail so far. I was able to do like the first introductory little scenario, which is like putting your little toe into the pool. Yeah, I'm excited about checking that one out at some point here. I don't know when it's going to be. Bloodborne I had a ton of fun with, and if you haven't had a chance to, I did put out 3 videos for that one covering the campaign and a teaching video as well. So if you don't know how to play it yet, I have a full teaching video for that. But thank you so much for joining us. Let us know what you think of this. And so it's over to a choice. So how are you guys feeling about this? You want to let the virtues handle it, or do we want to step in?
I don't know. Are you feeling virtuous, Courtney?
I say we should step in. See.
Why He's such a busybody. Fine.
I'm good letting her ride. What are you feeling?
Why do you have to leave me the choices?
You're the narrator. And you didn't respond quick enough, so I was able to do that and slide in before you were able to, leaving it to you.
I'll let it ride.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I say we don't intervene.
All right. So then, what are we doing?
We're going to chapter 3A. Let's see. Or 2A.
2A.
All right.
We got
The
another
necromancer. Yeah, Raptor Rancher actually responded. He says, "Yes, I've watched them all."
Oh, great. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Hopefully you enjoyed them.
So, chapter 3A, the necromancer.
Okay.
There exists a veil between the world of mortal understanding and the other realms of being, where powerful entities manipulate the lives and deeds of men. Some such entities are made of the stuff of light, and their influence brings good and justice to the world. Some are of the darkness itself and would corrupt the material world. Darkness swirls around these tales and portents of necromancy. Something wicked stirs. And as if in answer to this, the powers of light, the four cardinal virtues, whose mortal champion is Solomon Kane, mobilize. The divine entities are drawn to the seventh star, where they hear the words of the braggart and betrayer, John Redley. And he hangs at dawn! Ho ho! Redley smacks his thigh resoundingly and laughs in a high-pitched, grating voice. He glances boastfully at his audience and quaffs the wine standing at his elbow. The fire leaps and flickers in the taproom fireplace, and no one answers him. Roger Simeon the necromancer, sneers the grating voice, a dealer in the diabolical arts and a worker of black magic. My word, all his foul power could not save him when the king's soldiers surrounded his cave and took him prisoner. He fled when the people began to fling cobblestones at his windows and thought to hide himself and escape to France. Ho ho! His escape shall be at the end of a noose. A good day's work, say I. So our objectives here is to illuminate Solomon's path.
Okay.
And we draw 4 darkness cards.
Alright.
And discovery card D121.
There's that. Alright, and then we have to resolve this. So this one is locating the necromancer. The virtues temporarily separate from Kane to seek the one accused of necromancy. Fueled by the power of faith, they rush to the cause of righteousness. This is an ongoing effect card. The virtues may place crosses on this card, and at the start of chapter 5, for every 2 crosses on this card, place a virtue miniature on the board. And this says it remains in play until the end of chapter 5. Okay. Alright, so from there then it is going to move into our turns, or the virtue turns, and that's the way we're interpreting it at least. So I believe we're doing this correct, but of course, if not, please let us know. So we have to choose our order. How you guys feeling? I have a couple of options for placing light.
I have nothing, so I will take 3.
Okay.
I have 1, but it goes on to a virtue versus, I could swap, I guess, right? Discard later, but not now.
Mm-hmm.
I can only place a light on a virtues dashboard, so.
Okay.
I think you're the only one who has something that can place light.
Right. You want me to go first then? What you feeling?
Actually,
or do you want to go first?
I almost feel like we might want to let you go last, because if we have anything in reserve, we can actually throw you more chances.
That's true.
Alright. I'll take 2. Tammy, you go first.
Very well. So
Alright, so the sequence of play for those of you watching is going to be that we gather up 3 dice. We're going to give those a roll for the player's turn.
Alright. And we don't have any start of turn effects, do we?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
I think those are mainly going to be from like event cards and probably discovery cards and stuff like that from what I've seen so far. So once you roll, then you can choose to either re-roll one die or flip one die to its opposite side.
Place predators on the board. We don't have a board to put out yet. So move any one virtue X. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. So, and I will send one to you.
Okay. So that'll go into my donated section.
This allows me to place. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so from there, once you have rolled the dice and you've resolved your effect, if you want to, if you had any donated or reserved dice, those would be added to your pool. Once you're done with that, then you would be able to place those on the virtues on your board to try to activate them. Any virtue that you have completely filled up, then you would activate during that spot. So that's where we're at now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that then.
Okay, so what's that one do?
I get to place one light onto a virtue's dashboard.
Okay, so you can choose one of our effects. So mine is a talk.
Mine's Explore X.
Okay, and this one's fight. And then what do you got on yours?
Is this the one?
Yep.
Mine's move any one virtue X. So, what does yours do?
Mine's for talking. So the movement actually might be the best, because otherwise I don't see a lot of options for movement. So that might be a good option.
For later or eventually.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be useful later also. So, that will end my turn, or this turn. So I'm going to
Okay,
go
so
ahead and
then
resolve
it's-
with darkness.
Yeah, it's into turn effects, which you don't have any.
Right, I know.
And you also you can choose to discard any of your active ones, and you'd have to discard one if you used it, but you didn't. So you can keep those, or you could choose to discard one or both of them, and then replace anyone you discarded with ones in your hands.
I will discard one.
Okay, so that'll go to your discard pile.
Actually, seriously, I know I used it.
Yeah, there you go. Then you replace it, then you redraw back up to your hand size of 2. And then now you would resolve the darkness card.
Okay.
So with the darkness cards, with the story elements, we're just going to resolve the very top effect on the card.
Very top effect says to remove one light.
So your turn was a complete waste.
No? Well, I guess if I didn't have... Well, I'm curious what would happen if we didn't have light. Nothing
Then
would happen.
nothing, yeah, then you just would not resolve it.
There we go. Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Who's second?
I am.
All right.
Alright, so roll my 3 dice, yeah. Alright, we're going to
I'm going to flip my turn order token over, so...
Yep.
well. Okay. Alright, well, you need for your place one.
You need the white heart in a circle, or the other one is pain cross and white heart. And I can only take one more donation. Anyway, so.
Alright, well, we're gonna do that one then, since you already have that one.
All right, thank you.
We're actually, I can reserve my own dice, correct?
Yes, you can
Okay.
reserve dice. Yep.
I'm gonna reserve that because I've got
Okay.
choose a virtue, and that one can. And then we will bring that back over here, and we're gonna get rid of that one.
I would probably reserve both of those die then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in not.
Okay. Then we'll discard that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think like the crosses are pretty hard to get, huh?
33% odds.
That's why I figured I asked you. You would know.
Yep.
Alright,
All right.
and then I need a darkness card.
Discard.
Thank you.
Hello,
And it
darkness, my old
says all
friend.
the, all virtues discard their right hand action card, which would be the one that I was saving the cards for. I'm sorry. It's the darkness, not me.
Darn it, darkness.
Temperance.
All right.
No, temperance is
So that kicks over to my turn. So I'll start off by rolling. We have made no progress so far. Yikes. We need some crosses. I have enough for that, so. Let's see what I get here.
there you go.
Cross. All right. So those come out, so I will do that one. And I have, so I will reserve that.
Did you get to place any light? Is that what happened?
I will get to place one. I missed the second one as I needed another heart to be able to do a second action.
Okay.
And then I will donate the cross to that. I guess I'll reserve both of these. Because I can't donate them to you guys because you have already gone this round. So I'll carry out that action. So I get to place a light token. There's our first.
Woo woo.
That gets discarded. I will place cards out and redraw. And let's hope that we don't lose another light. We lose one clarity. It's starting to
So I'm
fog.
kind of curious. Are we able to look at the cards that are in our hands, or does it have to stay face down? Mysterious.
No, I mean if it's in your hand, you get to. Yeah,
Okay,
you get.
that's
You,
what I was
you
just
know
curious.
what you got. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that is it for that. So basically, it comes down to us for one more turn, unless Courtney, did you get that card that lets you add another darkness by chance?
Yep. It's on there.
Oh, it's in your hand though.
Yeah.
I have two cards. A card that can place two. I've got a missing slot. Oh, am I able to refill that?
I don't think so. I think it has to be done during that part of your turn.
Okay. Well, I do have choose a virtue and resolve any one of their available actions for free. But I would need a cross and two other ones, whatever it might be.
Okay.
Like two random ones.
Yeah.
You put the cross up there.
Yeah. But basically, we have one turn left, and I did not get my double light either, unfortunately.
I can, if I, well, yeah, I don't know, because I use this, I could technically still do your thing if I can pull it off, but
Yeah, but I only have
I don't know what your
a
odds
single
are.
light as well. So that's the dilemma. Like the best we're gonna be able to do, I think, is to place a single light token this turn, which isn't gonna get us to where we need to be.
I should have pulled that other card out. Because I had a place two here.
All right, so
Might as well try.
we have to choose one of us. So who wants to take it and try to do something?
What do you have to do to get the light? Would that matter at this point, too? I guess is the question.
Not really. I mean, by placing a second one, we need what, at least 3 to get a positive result out of this.
But we can add a cross to that if nothing else, right?
Yeah, we can add a cross there to get a virtue out, and then I could try to work at one of the other things where I could increase compassion.
Did you have 2 dice that you left over?
I had 2 in reserve, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I couldn't donate any because you can only donate to players that haven't gone yet that round.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would have spread them out. So, what do you guys think? We have to choose one of us to go.
I have nothing.
What's
decent
your
I can
What's your
do.
3 question mark one over there?
Place temperance onto the board?
Oh.
I have nothing decent out that I can do.
You have to hit pretty specific for that light one, right?
The only thing I really need is I need a heart and a cross. So, because I already have pain.
Okay. Well, whichever one. I mean, ultimately, I can play your thing too. If I could pull it, I'm just trying to figure out. Well, you're the odds man, so statistically, I don't know which one's easier to get.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, either way, we're going to play your effect, the one card that doesn't go away, the light
Yeah.
one either way. Unless you happen to throw all crosses, which works either way. Because don't those count as the faith? Doesn't that count as wilds anyhow?
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, if you get
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a go and see if I can do anything with it. So I'm gonna go back because I don't. There's nothing I have that's gonna add any more darkness to the darkness cards anyway. So, all right, let's see what we can do. Well, I got everything I needed. Then you didn't have to use the reserve. I don't think there's anything else I can do with those. Outside of that.
Did you get it?
I did. I got it with the initial roll. I was just seeing if there's any value with these. So
I almost, well,
I'll re-roll
Yeah.
this because I already have the other symbol that I need. So
Okay.
maybe I can get another cross.
there you go.
I'll add that there.
I almost want to say you should throw. I don't, well, that light's not going to matter.
Yeah, it's not. I
So
mean,
can
do you
we
want to
throw
throw the other
more?
cross on there?
Is it 2 or more, right?
It's for every 2. But
Oh,
we
for
can
every
continue adding to that because this doesn't go away until the end of chapter 5. So
Okay.
instead of like having to activate an ability that would have us place a virtue
Yeah,
on the board,
I say we add that there.
do that
because that
instead.
might be a little bit more valuable.
Okay. All right.
That'll just be something like, oh, it's not so dark in this room anymore.
Yeah. I'm going to do sympathy. Let's see what the last darkness card is. Throw away a light. +1 danger.
Okay,
Alright, that takes care of that.
so our outcome, Solomon's path, is dark. Because we have only one light.
Darn it!
So we'll proceed to chapter 5.
Okay.
Ooh, and it's a scene.
Sweet.
The ritual. The 4 cardinal virtues are present in the tavern, unseen yet aware, listening, observing, as John readily relates the tale of his betrayal of Roger Simeon. He tosses a small bag on the table where it clinks musically. The price of a magician's life, he boasts. What say you, my sour friend? This last is addressed directly at their champion, Solomon Kane. But the virtues will not intervene at this juncture, opting instead to wait and perhaps learn more. The man rambles on a while longer, convincing the virtues that they must at least pay a visit to Roger Simeon and learn the truth of his powers. Shadows gather around Torkertown, a living darkness, and the virtues fly to the goal where Roger Simeon languishes in his cell. Roger Simeon sits hunched in the darkness, like a great black spider, where he tears strips from his rough blanket, his white, piercing eyes fixed on the bars of his prison. We draw 4 darkness cards.
Okay. These get reshuffled.
And your discovery card. D114. D122. D124.
We'll have to rebuild those.
Also, special rules.
2, 3, 4.
We have +4 danger.
Holy moly. That's bad.
Does it matter which way I discover reveal this?
In numerical order.
Numerical order?
Yep.
So D114. Amassing shadows. The shadows are eager to draw close to the necromancer as he imbues his arm with foul magics. At the end of each virtue's turn, roll a dice. for the black heart, which is fear, or pain.
Mm-hmm.
Move all shadows one area to engage. For every white heart, or is that mercy?
The white heart's bravery.
Bravery and the ring around the head. The ring.
Pain is the one with the spikies.
Pain's a spike, yeah.
Yeah.
So black heart's fear.
Determination is the
So
regular
with,
circle.
with bravery or determination, you move the closest shadow one area to engage. And if we roll if a virtual rolls a faith, nothing happens.
Okay.
D122. Shadows target the nemesis, servants of darkness. The touch of darkness favors her faithful minion. Even now she assists her servant in this dire time of need. When a shadow enters the same area as the nemesis, remove it and resolve and I believe it's a discovery event. Oh. The event card as normal. Then place one. What is the purple on D124? Is that a darkness? Darkness token or something? Or the spawn or vortex?
That would be corruption. It's a corruption token.
Okay, so then we place a corruption token on D124, which is this one. And D124 is an experienced necromancer. Dark ritual. An experienced necromancer, Roger Simeon draws his power from the corrupt, the malevolent, and the unjust. Where there be darkness in the world, Simeon draws from it to perform his diabolical ritual. So you place 6 corruption onto this card.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the lightning thing means?
That's an instant effect.
Yep. So place 6 corruption onto this card. And otherwise, Richards may directly place light onto this card. For each light card placed onto this, light token placed on this card, remove 1 corruption and 1 light.
You said 6, right?
Yep. Jeez. That doesn't seem fun. And then our scene setup, we have 28A coming out with the. It'd be your upper left quadrant. Which, yep, correct. 23A to the left of that. Or I'm sorry, to the right of that.
That?
Yep, 25 A under the prison cell window.
And then which orientation is?
Farthest carcass farthest away.
Okay.
22A. 22A is faced on this as far as this side as possible. Yep. I like how they utilize the boards to actually help us with orientation, actually.
No. Alright, then what else do we have?
And then we have a spear soldier next to the 28 at the top here.
Okay.
Halberd soldier here. We have corruption already out. Is that what that is?
Yeah, looks like it.
So we have shadow on the 28A, by the way, here.
Okay.
Shadow on this port here with the corruption also. I do not know what that token is. It looks like a path, footprints in this corner here.
Oh, the little footprint things?
Yep.
That's exploration tokens.
Oh, there we go.
Where does it go?
This corner. And a corruption right here with an X. I don't know what the X is.
That one rolls pretty good. An X?
Yep.
An X.
On the corruption. I don't know. And then there's a Y over here.
No, those might be spawn points.
Okay. Well, then X, Y, Z, those are all spawn points, and we can pull the corruption up. That's not. Those are all spawn points. X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. So these all.
So my mistake. Not corruption.
So that goes back.
My bad.
Oops. That goes back over there. Okay.
So
Okay.
you need.
X, Y, Z.
All right, where do they go?
So X is here. Y is here. Right, literally in the center right there. And Z is
Should sit on one of the things, right? Well, it's. I guess
no, it's literally
a connected
it's,
space.
yeah, it's literally.
Yeah. And then Z.
Z would be 20 right here.
Okay.
So we got the spitter, we got the halberd, we got the two shadows, we got another two shadows. One right here. Self right here. And another two shadows on the carcass. Oh, you already got that one. Okay.
Dang, I should have kept hold of my equilibrium card.
Oh, one right here.
One.
One more shadow right there. Yep.
All 6 of them are on the board at once?
Yep. Roger Simeon. Well, I'm assuming that's what this is all for, right? These are all up.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So Roger Simeon is on this side of the cell right there.
Okay. Then where does Solomon Kane go? Unless he's not part of this. This could
No,
just
it's
be
just
the
the
virtues.
it's just the virtues.
That's right, yeah, because we're
So
just
here's
we
objective:
left him out of it.
observe the ritual and deter shadows from reaching the necromancer. Result revealed through discovery.
So our objective is just to keep the shadows away from the
Yes.
necromancer.
Yes. Observe the ritual and deter shadows from reaching the necromancer. So, this is where I'm trying to figure out. So the cards are played. Oh, because of the darkness cards, I guess, right?
Well, that's the turn tracker, more or less.
Well, it says result revealed through discovery.
Probably here.
The exploration.
Could be. Let's see what we have for that. So we haven't really gotten into the scene stuff too much, or the scene stuff. So let's see what we got here. So does it list in there, like, for the exploration token, if we reveal that or handle that? Does that do anything?
It does not yet. So it's a special roll +4 keyword stats. Roger Simmons, which is a male villager nemesis. He's the nemesis. Halberd soldier, which is a seeker with an explanation. Vandal, an exploration, and a D123 for the discovery card. Outcome results revealed through discovery.
Does it list on there what the necromancer is considered?
It does not. I thought Roger Simmons is a necromancer.
Well, I'm just because it's this particular card refers to the nemesis.
Which is also Roger Simmons.
Is that what?
He's listed as nemesis also.
Okay, that's what I was curious on. Okay. So there'll be certain things it seems like that are going to have him move because it says whenever the nemesis enters the same area
based on
as
how
an
we
explore
roll.
token, move that token.
Yeah, because this one actually tells us when we roll, after our turn, we actually have to roll again to see what it does.
Yeah.
So we're trying to prevent that movement then, once we run out of turns, I believe.
And then what is the end result with this? Like,
Results revealed through discovery. So I think whatever we're doing on here is going to trigger.
okay, because I know you said we had to keep the shadows away from him.
Right.
Because those have repercussions here.
Based on what we
We
roll.
have to reveal event cards from there. Okay.
So maybe the results, the events will tell us then, I guess.
Possibly.
Nothing happens with that. Amassing shadows, dark ritual.
So then I would assume that we want
We
to
need
try
to
to
eliminate
probably
those
remove
corruptions.
those, the best we can.
And obviously at the end of chapter 5, this is going to happen.
That'll go away, but this actually happens at the beginning of chapter 5, so we get to place one of our virtues out on the board. So we have to choose who's going to do that.
Which one is strongest? You said on the board it's more strong, right? When our virtues are on the board.
With a lot of things, yeah. Like with my empathy, I can increase the compassion by 1 or 2 if justice is on the board. So there will be certain cards that will benefit from our.
Only certain cards, okay. Not all.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to decide. I would imagine justice would be the ones that seems to be throwing the most light out there. Light seems to be the only thing that negates the corruption.
Yeah. Then where would he start? Does he usually just place him anywhere, or
What's that?
like the model? Like
For
Where do
Solomon Kane or or you mean for the
Justice.
yeah.
virtues temporarily separate from Kane to seek the one accused of necromancy. Fueled by the power of faith, they rush to the cause of righteousness. They place at the start of chapter for every 2 on this board, place a virtue miniature on the board. I believe it does matter, just anywhere you want to start, because once we play, our movements matter.
Well, I would assume I want to be somewhat close to him to try to keep them away.
Well, we're trying to keep the shadows.
Yeah.
And the shadows.
Which if
happen.
a shadow moves into a location with a virtue, I could do a shockwave.
There's a shadow right next to him already.
Yeah. But I don't know if I can
Here.
start in his space.
Doesn't it trigger an attack at that point? I'm assuming.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't like how this starts off already.
Well, I mean, we had the bad result come up, so I guess this is we did it to ourselves. Yeah, and I had to get rid of that. That would have been a powerful card. Yeah, so I guess at this point then it would move into our turns where we're gonna choose who's gonna go. So, what do you guys want to do? Who wants to start this ruckus?
let's just keep what we have right now.
Yep.
1, 2, and 3.
Let's do a third.
What do you think otherwise? I mean, at this point, I don't know.
These will pretty much go away at that point because
Did these go over here? Or,
you already had 2.
oh, wait, fine.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Alright.
Remains in effect until whenever, so okay.
The only reason I'm doing that is because, like, on this it says at the start of chapter 5, for every 2 on this card, place a virtue miniature on the board. So it doesn't say throughout.
So you tricked me. You said we could add more.
Made a mistake.
Okay. So, alright.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but other than focus on light.
That's the only how else do we get rid of the shadows, I guess. What's that?
Can we replenish our other one or no? Since
Oh,
it's a new round or...
new chapter. That is a good question. I think with that it would be no.
Okay.
Because I think that happens
That's the
during
end of our
setup.
turn. Our actual turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the only time that's thus replenished until it's into your turn.
Okie dokie.
That's my thoughts on it, at least. All right. Let's go ahead and roll. So I have 2 crosses and pain.
Bring the pain.
So I could activate the one to do light. Either that or I could increase our compassion by 2.
We need to bring that danger down.
Yeah, I was gonna say the danger is the big thing that I think we need to, but I don't have any abilities to do that yet.
Oh,
so.
dang. I should have kept that. If Prudence is on the board, I can remove 1 or 2 if Prudence is on the board. I can brought the danger down.
No. Well, I guess I'll do this.
Okay. Good job.
So I place a light, which is going to remove one of those.
For each one placed onto this card, remove 1 and 1. Okay, so it just does nothing.
Oh, it says place it on there? Well, maybe we have
Yeah, but then for each thing placed on to this card, we remove 1 and 1. So that's probably at the end of the
Okay.
play we resolve it.
Could be.
Well, we probably should leave it because if we have a card that comes out that says we have to remove a light,
Possibly, yeah.
so that just we probably have to tally at the end of whatever.
Yeah, it could be. Alright. So then those get cleared. I didn't have anything else.
Darkness
Do
card.
I have anything in my hand that's going to matter? Another place of lights. Yeah, I guess I'll drop that for now. That's an easy way to get some light out. Oh, there's my double light.
Okay. Is it the end of your turn?
Yeah, I think so.
You gotta roll a dice.
Okay. Pain.
Oh my god.
Pain's probably bad.
You move all the shadows 1 area to engage the nemesis.
Alright, so this
Wait,
one.
1 area to engage. What does it mean, area to engage?
Well, they're trying to get to him.
Yep. So.
So, well, this one can't cross the line. So it'd have to come around here. So that's going to move up. This one's going to move in. That one will move down. This one will move in.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh my gosh.
that one, this one would have a choice technically because it's riding both. So I don't know if we want to send it into my. I don't think that'd probably be a good idea. So what happens when one of those moves into his space?
You
have
create
to
an
reveal
event card.
An event.
Yep.
And then I think he goes away, right? I think it's removed.
Yep.
after
Under
that?
same area as the nemesis, remove it and resolve an event as normal. Then place 1 corruption on D124. So you add a corruption to that.
To
The pile of
Yep.
6.
Just
All right, and so this one is
Yeah, he's
Fear
fine.
of the Unknown. All virtues remove 1 die from their reserve. And then there's +1 danger.
What happens when we hit 10?
Nothing. It's when we get to 11. So if it's forced to move after that, then game over.
Oh my gosh.
So we remove one from here, or
It
Yeah,
would be
from
from
your
our
reserve.
reserve, but
Oh, I don't
nobody
have
had
that.
reading
Oh, okay.
reserve, so we're good.
Cool.
Oh, my turn.
That is, it is. Yeah.
Did you do the
Oh,
darkness?
wait. No, I didn't.
Nope. Okay.
Not on darkness yet. So this one is, so this is going to not resolve the top, it's going to resolve the other stuff. Alright, so first off, 1 scout searches,
Why is it resolve the second one you said?
because it's a scene, so
Oh,
with a
gotcha,
scene
okay.
you resolve the...
I was just trying to
the other
remember
things.
the criteria.
Okay, so do we have a scout? Is there a scout in here?
We do not have a scout in here.
So then the scout moves 1 to the west, which would not be resolved, then 1 hunter fights. Do we have a hunter?
Nope, no hunter.
So that was near, and then far. All
Wait, so scout, right?
Yeah.
Seeker or vandal?
No.
Okay, good.
So we have scouts and hunters, and then all sentinels are all sentries move 1 space.
No sentries.
All right. The furthest scout moves towards SK.
We don't have any of those characters.
Furthest shadow moves 2 to threaten. Oh, I forgot to move him before too, I think. So he's up there.
Didn't you move him?
I didn't think so, because he was over here.
Yeah, he started off on the carcass and he didn't move.
1 hunter moves 2 and fights, and 3 hunters move
Why
1
did
and
he move
fights.
so many?
Because he's moving, the furthest shadow moves 2, which he would have moved here initially, but he'd still be the furthest away, so that he would move 2.
Okay.
That's my interpretation of it. That was a lot. Alright. So that's that. That's my turn.
Alright.
You can re-roll or flip one of those if you want.
Nope, I'm good.
Alright. What you got there?
I can choose any virtue and resolve any one of their available actions for free.
I would do his to place a light. Unless you want to put temperance on the board, but I would do the light for sure.
I mean, I could do it too,
Yeah.
which I don't have a card that really is helpful for that. What are your options out there?
So you know those. This one is to place a light token and reduce compassion by 1. This one is increase compassion by 1 or 2 if just is out on the board.
Alright, let's go ahead and do your light.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay,
And you get to place your cards back out. And draw new ones.
And then you gotta roll.
And you gotta roll.
It's not a red dice, so it should be good, right? Yes! Faith!
Faith. Alright.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens? Alright. And then nothing else with any of
Nothing
the other
else
ones, right?
triggers. Yep.
Okay, so then darkness.
Hello, my old friend.
He's coming for you again. Or she's coming for you. Darkness is a
Yeah.
female in this one.
And I do the first one or the second?
So it'd be the second and third and fourth. If it has the fourth. The top effect's the only one you're not resolving with this.
Okay, so I don't have one scout searches, one scout moves 1 east, one shadow moves to engage.
Let me see what the classification of engage is. I mean, I guess yeah, we'd have to choose one that would actually be able to carry out that action. But
It would be whichever's closest to try to engage.
probably yeah, because it's gonna be near.
Yep.
So he's gonna. This is bad, bad, bad.
Yep. So that's. I gotta do this one too, you said?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, well, that one shadow moves to engage. All sentries move 2, which we have none. The closest scout searches. The closest shadow moves 2 to threaten.
Alright, let me see. I gotta get what the clarifications are to threaten.
You can see your chat
A shadow is said
on
to be.
Twitch there.
What's up?
I'm sorry, I thought our thing says.
What's wrong?
We've got people on Twitch, they're asking if this was Among Us. I don't know why we still have Among Us on our thing.
We gotta switch that around. Alright, so threaten. A shadow is said to be threatening when it is adjacent to its targets. So it's just going to move it to a threatening position. So at least we won't have a second moving in there. Okay.
So he leaves goes over there, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then we'll move another one. No, I don't think it really matters. It's 37. Alright, so that I added the corruption already, so we have to do an event. Brooding on ease, virtue removes 1 donated die, and danger goes up by 1, so we are on the verge of losing very quickly here.
Yep.
We gotta find a way to bring danger down. And then it's the darkness card, right?
I'm still doing it, so
Okay.
the second stuff was all sentries move 2, which we have none. Closest scout searches. Closest shadow moves 2 to threaten.
I moved the one up here to there. Threatening is within.
Did we do the event card already for the other one that engaged?
Yes.
The farthest shadow moves 2 to engage. All hunters move 1 and fight 5. So we don't have hunters or fighters.
Yeah, this is rough. Like there's how are we supposed to stop them? I mean, I could.
And how do you get danger down? Like, is it through a card, or is it like if you get 10 or more on here?
No, I think it's through cards, like our effects.
Oh, okay.
But that ends my turn. And I'm trying to figure out how to remove that notification.
Did we do a?
Start of turn of base roll.
That was your
That was my
darkness.
darkness card. Yep.
Okay.
Alright. So I can either do this one, which is place temperance onto the board, or I can draw 3 cards from the top of the event deck, place each card back on top or bottom of the deck, so we can see what's going to be in the future.
Yeah, I would almost say let's get temperance out, and maybe even put her like right there, and cause a shockwave to get those shades out of there.
All right, so we will do that. Get her.
Okay, so then that's. Alright, so let's see here. So I guess that would fall under immortal, maybe? Let's tests. Alright, some scenes include immortals, which are shadows and virtues. On the board as part of initial setup, simply place them in their assigned area. Shadows can spawn on the board during the chapter, usually as a result of darkness card. When you place a shadow, it must go in an area that contains its assigned spawn token. This counts as moving into that area for purposes of working on interactions with other models. Virtues can be placed on the board as an action. When you place a virtue on the board, it can go into any area that does not already contain an immortal, so we cannot place you there. Once on the board, immortals move like other models, with one exception. 2 virtues cannot exist in the same area. Other mortals can share an area, shadows for example, or will be mutually destroyed when they enter the same area as another. So I guess you could place him in with the necromancer then, because he's not an immortal.
Okay.
And then the next time that they move in,
Look at a shockwave.
yeah.
And then, so I already did my card draws for this.
Okay.
So then I need to. Do I do the roll for the one
I think so.
before?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a. What does that one do?
What's it? The hearts?
And does that mean we put another corruption on?
Move all shadows one area to engage.
Well, they would. Those 2 would at least shockwave then, right?
So that would move up, this guy would move up, and then yeah, these 2 would go in, and that would trigger. So whenever a shadow moves into an area that contains a virtue, or the virtue moves into an area with a shadow, a shockwave is triggered to remove from the board the target virtue and all shadows in the virtue's aura range without revealing an event.
Okay, so this one comes out. And these 2
The
come
aura
out.
range, what is the aura range? Because that will make a difference. An aura is a special ability which affects the surroundings of a miniature. Who has the aura? An aura will only affect some in Kane unless otherwise stated. Within the range of an aura is active and its effect applies. The effects of multiple active auras are cumulative. The province can extend her range to a distance of 2 areas. So it's going to be areas surrounding her. So that's good. So basically, even if each shadow is handled independently, she would wipe this one out, this one as well, because it's within range 1, and this one.
Awesome.
So that's good. And then the event card would not be affected because of that shockwave that hit before that, so we wouldn't have to resolve that. So that's good.
Okay, and then I need a darkness
And
card.
then a darkness card.
Thank you. So sentry moves 2, or 1 sentry moves 2, 1 scout searches, 1 shadow moves 1 to engage.
Okay.
And then one sentry moves 2, the closest scout searches, the closest shadow moves 1 to threaten. And then 1 hunter moves 1 and fights 2, 3 hunters move 1 and fight 2.
Okay, so we don't have any of the other stuff out. So, alright. So we lived through our first round at least.
Ooh.
Just barely, but we did. Alright, so what cards you got out now?
I have the add or discard 1 darkness.
Okay.
So,
I just took off us off of just the Twitch stream.
Okay.
because I do not know why Amogus keeps on sticking on there.
Yeah. Okay. Then we are. That's the end of the round. So now we have to choose. We have one darkness card left. So basically, one of us is going to get to go. I have a possibility of dropping 2 light.
So do I.
Oh, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But at cost of danger, so.
Then we
not
don't
worth
want
it.
you to, because we'll lose right away for that. Okay. So I guess it's me. And I'm really hoping for those symbols. We good with that?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that's pretty much our only option at this point. And I really, really don't want to move that shade. So hopefully that won't happen.
Did you do the extra roll to see if
Yes.
and all those guys went over there? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
I get to flip. And that will finish that, so that'll be those.
I thought you said you could do
And
2.
then I'll activate that, dropping compassion by 1, which gives me that. So that'll be 2.
Is that all? Is that just an automatic or something?
This one?
Yeah.
According to it says that it's -1 compassion, so that's why I
That's
dropped
just
that.
the cost of okay.
That's the way I'm interpreting it. At least.
And then so that gives you 2 plus, and then another one.
Well, that gives me 1, and then this one gives me 1, so that would be the second one.
Oh.
So I place those on there, and that's pretty much everything I can do. So then
Gotta roll a single
gotta
dice.
roll. Beat across. No, I got a circle.
Fail. That's determination, right?
Move 1 to engage, which is going to be an event, which is going to probably lose us the game. -1 compassion unless justice miniature is on the board. Remove 1 light. 1 virtue removes all dice from their reserve.
I got none.
Nothing.
And place 1 token. Okay.
I gotta do darkness now.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I'd have to place corruption on there. Yeah, I don't know how in the world we are going to come out on top on this one. 1 sentry moves 1, 1 scout searches, 1 shadow moves 1 to engage. We don't have any more. That's 1 plus, I guess. Sentry, scouts, southmost scouts, closest shadow, hunters, and hunters. Yep. So that's that. All right, and then we have to figure out how we're resolving this.
I'm not quite sure because I don't see anything that makes sense on this. To me, honestly, this is literally.
Results revealed through discovery. Alright, so how do we determine what the discovery is?
Does it just progress to the next page? It doesn't make sense to do that, right? rulebook? Why you stare at that for a bit too? So maybe.
It lists the halberd soldier as I don't know. It has the seeker separated, and then the vandal separated with D123. So just out of curiosity, what's that one supposed to do? Maybe that's something of importance. Blood magic. So there's this has to come out, I guess, at some point. Because it says that Simon bids the prison guard over to strike off his right hand. The man does not do it at first, but he fears Roger's curse, and at last takes his halberd and smites off the hand at the wrist. When Simon, taking it in his left hand, flings it far through the bars of his cell window, uttering many strange and foul words of magic. And then it's an instant effect. All virtues discard their right hand action card, and then it has the little book which says to proceed to chapter 5C. So we must have missed something somewhere which would cause that soldier to move, but it lists. So that's the thing. It lists a seeker, and it shows the exploration token, and then a vandal, an exploration token, which then shows the D123. So there's something that we're missing there.
I wonder if when this was explored, if that card popped up.
It must be, but we never had it where whenever the Nemesis enters the same area as an explorer, remove that explorer. So we never had him move.
So I probably should have explored because I can explore X. And that.
Do you have to be on the board to explore?
No.
I'm just a little explorer.
Yeah, you don't. I think so.
Why didn't you explore them?
Because I didn't think about it. Because I thought
we
the
were
situation was handled.
We were staring at the horrible effects of the world there.
Things are falling apart. Yeah, so I mean, other than that, I have to dive into like the keywords in that more. Maybe there's something there.
Unless the seeker's a scout, and the wording is inaccurate. I'm trying to find.
Most astute.
He ends up being his character. The characters themselves actually have alternate names. So, for example, the halberd soldier is a seeker, and then there's also a vandal.
Interesting.
Well, the vandal's definition: vandals are destructive individuals who want to destroy something defined as N. which would be the exploration token. At the end of each virtue turn, each vandal that has not moved this turn will remove one end token from the area they are in. As soon as the last end token is removed from the area, they take the action and reveal the card X. A vandal may not have an X action. In this case, they just remove the end tokens following the rules described above. So basically just be like the 2 virtue turns then.
There's other virtues.
Surrounding step. The other one was considered a seeker. At the end of each virtue turn, a seeker will move one area towards the nearest X. X can be either a specific miniature or token. Sockets in. Two.
Gotta switch out chairs. Because this one's like bigger.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like cooling down. So let me use this.
So
I think I need to drop some. Where do you grab my chair? That chair we were using.
yeah, no, I definitely feel like we missed something.
Yeah, I did see the D123, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure where that comes out, and I'm just curious, maybe Vandal and Seekers are interchangeable with characters, but then that question how we get those to move also.
Yeah.
So I think there is something we're missing, just not quite sure what we're missing.
Well, and it's weird that they have the halberd soldier listed, and then they have in quotation, or the thing, they have the seeker and the vandal. So is he both? Or why would you need him to be both?
Well, we have two Halberd soldiers, right?
No, one's a spear. You have a
there's the
spear
halberd,
and then
yeah.
a halberd soldier. Which the spear soldier isn't even listed on there. So it seems it's like why would you even have a spear soldier if he has no relevance? So
So, lovely, lovely. Seeker Vandal. In whichever story, Gaston's Seeker Vandal, as Seeker, you must move every turn towards an exploration.
yeah, so I mean I guess at this point let's go ahead and we'll just go to 5C and kind of see what that's all about.
Wow, they actually play multiple roles, and depending on the role they're playing, they do different. Obviously, depending on what it is, it's
Okay, so this is going to proceed to that. And this is where the outcomes are going to come into play then. Yeah, so it's kind of like a breaking point. So that would have happened earlier on than where we were at. And that's where it lists the objectives in that.
Just like a lot of.
So,
Well,
you want to proceed with the narrative, and then we'll set up that part and I guess continue on from here. See what happens. Might have botched this whole thing, but
I don't think it was us.
oh yeah. There's other posts on there and stuff.
There's questions about roles and stuff on here.
Yeah.
There's a thread that says, "What are we doing wrong?" First mission.
That's hilarious.
I feel like this went up super quick.
Yeah, that was a really fast thing. When you got a jump in +3, and it starts at 3, plus we had to go up once on us. Like, man, that's a killer.
Alright, well, I think that's something we'll have to revisit and dig a little bit more on.
Yeah, this is just a rough play, so
Alright.
we're not intending to get everything right on this one for sure. So I do have to
So-
clear that.
And these cards, did these stay in play until the end of the chapter, right? So these are all we're still in the chapter 5, so.
Yeah, it's just basically like a midpoint that it was supposed to be, so that probably would have
The
happened
ritual.
like, it was supposed to probably happen like after 2 virtues win or something like that.
Alright, next scene. A guard passes by Simeon's cell, and the necromancer calls to him. The guard comes to the bars, and Simeon thrusts his right hand through. One final favor. The guard gulps and regards the hand, palm upright, finger spread. What wouldst thou? Strike off mine hand, says the necromancer, his eyes boring into the petrified guard. Nay, sir, I'll not aid thee in what is most like some blackest witchery, replies the guard, steeling himself. Then I curse thee. When they lay me in the grave on the morrow, I shall rise up from it and come for thee in the night. Bless you. Thank you. The guard blinks, and sweat beads on his brow before rolling down his temple, despite the chill. Resolved, he steps back and brings his halberd scything down on the necromancer's wrist. Blood gushes over the rusty steel bars, and Simeon quickly gathers up the severed appendage with his left hand and throws it into the night through the window bars. For a moment, the necromancer stands by the window, muttering dark, arcane words, then slumps to his bunk to bind the bloody stump. The wide-eyed guard still stands trembling by the cell door, and Simeon turns to him, his breathing ragged with pain. Worry not, it is only John Rudley that I hate. You and your companions are in no danger from me. With that, Simeon reclines, and his eyes roll back so only the whites show through slits in his eyelids. To the right, he whispers. Bad to the left. On, on. 7 darkness cards.
Okay.
D124 comes out.
That's already out. That's the Dark Ritual.
I don't like that laugh.
That's the outcomes. So, same boards.
Yep.
We have exploration tokens. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them coming out.
Okay.
25A in the center, biggest square, the biggest square right there. Yep. 22A and 25A where it connects in the middle there. 22 and 25A together. Yep. And then the next one over in 22A, yep. And then it goes upwards in the next space there in between, yep. And the small space above it, and the final space above that.
That's the path the hand's gonna take, I bet.
Yeah. X is next to 23A. The space next to 23A, which is already there. We have this one right here.
Okay.
On that side. This side, yeah.
Okay.
Y is up above here, here. And Z is between 22A and 25A. Right here. We have halberd soldiers still out.
Okay.
Next to the desk, next right up to the cage.
Yeah.
Okay. Spear soldier is on the opposite side. Where are you? Okay. Shadow. 23A farthest from the jail cell room. So is this 23A here? Yeah. Roger Simeon is without an arm now, so his character switches to the armless man.
Okay.
The right hand of Doom is right outside his cell on the right there. And the shadow is on the carcass again.
Let me take a look at this, guys.
Our objectives. Reduce the corruption on D124.
Mm-hmm.
And so we begin.
All right.
And that's
All right. Does anybody have any option, any ability to remove or lower the danger track yet?
I got to add.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
No, mine's all about the light. So I do have brilliance, which lets me place 2 on there, but it is going to reduce compassion again.
And I just have the luck and the mercy card.
Okay.
I also have add or discard 1 darkness card, so if we need to add another one to get us through,
Okay.
I can do that as well.
Okay.
I also have that draw 3 card from the top of the event deck, so we can kind of see what we're doing.
All right. And then, what do you got, Tim? What are you thinking?
I've got place 2 that raises the danger. I can place 1 light on onto any virtue's dashboard. I can move 1. So I guess I can move the virtue or Solomon. But Solomon's not in this one, so I can discard that. But that's
Looks like Providence can lower danger.
but we don't have Providence out. I didn't know Providence was available.
I don't know if that one is or not. She's like, that's a whole
an
other
expansion
different
thing, right?
board and stuff, yeah. But that's only 1 card. Like, it seems like that is really rough. It doesn't seem like there's any other ways of dropping these that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right on the verge. It's just 1 more will do it, so.
I could end it right now.
Whoever goes probably will.
And I will play I'll take the 2 light just to raise the danger up to the 1. And so we know Roger Simmons Traveler on this one.
He's a traveler.
Yep.
But he can't move.
And right hand is considered the Nemesis as well as the Seeker.
Okay. Nemesis. Alright. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Who wants to go first and that?
I'll go first. I want to get rid of cards I have in my hand. They're not useful right now. And these 2 are kind of helpful.
I will stay at 3rd.
You clean up Pain. I don't know what matters, but we'll see. Alright. Okay, well,
Did you get what you were hoping for?
I got squat.
Well, you can flip one or re-roll one, if that makes a difference.
Pain doesn't seem like a good thing, so there we go.
Okay, and then what do you want to do with the cross? Do you want to keep it for yourself, or do you want to donate
Actually,
it to somebody
I don't-
else? Oh, you're doing something else?
I'm not gonna even. I can't use anything.
Why?
That's
What does
gonna
that
be-
do?
It just places a thing on a Virtue's dashboard. So I don't think there's any value to it.
Okay. So do you
So
want
I'm
to?
gonna go ahead and
did you
start
wanna-
donating.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
You're next, right? You have
Yes, I am.
anything special?
I'm just gonna go after light. That's pretty much all I can.
So which of
necessarily
these
do.
can you use? Can you use all three of these for light?
But you can only donate one per player per turn. So like
One
you can
per
give
player?
one to me and one to.
Do you have
Courtney.
one something for light
I have nothing for light.
or card? Add a card.
That one, yeah.
All right, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I will give you this one because these seem to be harder to get.
Okay.
And this one,
You can put in your reserve if we make it that far.
true. I can only discard one, right? Can I discard both cards? Is that my
I
turn?
believe you can discard both.
Good, 'cause- done.
And you would shuffle and redraw, because I think you only got one there yet. So you're going to redraw. Now
I
the
gotta
fun
roll
part.
one still, right?
Well,
Do these stay?
see, that's the other thing. It doesn't. It only shows the D24s in there. So does that mean that the other two go away? Because the shadows aren't as important anymore, and he's not the nemesis anymore either.
Remains in play until end of chapter 5. It says.
Oh, okay. Well, this will probably do it.
Move the closest shadow one area
Towards. So let's say what it's moving towards
to
there.
engage.
Gauge what?
I'm sorry. Move the closest shadow one area just to engage. Yeah, just. I guess. What are we engaging?
Yeah, I don't know what we're engaging anymore. Because the hand's the nemesis now.
Yeah, I guess that must be. Yeah, because he's just traveling. Must be going towards that.
Alright, and then, yeah, darkness.
Everything but the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? What's the two different designation?
So one is considered near, and then the other one is considered far.
Okay.
So, let me go over that real quick, just to make sure we're doing it all right.
Because I feel like we didn't have to do both. It just depended on.
So that is darkness. Okay, so that would be section B, is the near section of the card. This only applies during scene chapters and only to miniatures that are in, that are surrounding Solomon Kane's surroundings. See surroundings on page 50. The far section of the card only applies during scene chapters and only to miniatures that are not in Solomon Kane's surroundings.
So we should have just did the bottom ones, not the first one, because Solomon Kane's not on the board. So he should be on the far one then.
I don't know. Because I mean, technically, the way that it's describing it is that they're both kind of in relation to Solomon Kane, but he's not on this one.
Which means I would treat him all as the last one, right? Because he's nowhere near.
See,
If
but
he
then,
was, then
but,
everything would be here versus.
yeah, but then the question comes up with that is if the darkness card has no relevance because neither one of those sections would be applied, other than like spawning, which some of the cards will have a spawning effect in them. How do we get the characters to move? Because the Hellbirder had to move into that Explorer to trigger that event that we never triggered, that we didn't do. So
Right.
there has to be a way that they would move, which is going to be done in one of those two spots.
I think we need to.
So maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the far stuff that we're handling. Since Solomon Kane isn't in here.
It's great that this is a good thing is a try to play, not.
Yeah, well, I mean, then we very clearly specified that at the beginning. Like, this is not meant to be
Hey, Red Hammer,
a professional run through.
playing Bloodborne 2.
Everybody's on Bloodborne. I wish I was playing Bloodborne to myself. That's
At
a
this
good
point,
All right. So what is the far? I guess what's the far
So-
stuff?
far was so 1 sentry moves 1.
Do we have any sentries?
No.
No. Okay.
And this is why I'm saying the terms are really interesting because
Which one is a sentry though? Wouldn't they be like the armored people? It's real weird.
Yeah, I mean the darkness cards are more generic so that they can cover all
Everything.
the different scenarios. But I definitely think like once we start playing this more consistently, then it would be beneficial to write down at the beginning of each chapter what each model represents, so that we don't have to continue to reference back and forth because this is a pain.
yeah, because I also feel like usually with the words like threaten, it feels like that would be threatening like Solomon Kane.
Well, threaten it refers to the area. So threaten is an area adjacent to your target, where engage is the area of your target. So if it says
Gotcha.
to threaten an area, then you're simply moving next to your target, but not necessarily moving into his space. At least that's what
Okay.
I'm gathering.
Well, we have to define what sentry is and everything because right now there is no sentry in this one.
Then there's nothing that's
There's-
going to be done with that.
there's
Because
no
it does
scout.
say that not everything will be carried out.
Yeah. So the only thing that potentially would meet the criteria is the closest shadow moves 1 to threaten.
Well, if it's trying to move towards the nemesis, then it's already in an area that's
Right.
threatening, so then it wouldn't do anything else.
Good.
And then at the bottom of the card there is a spawn.
X.
So I think we would have a new shadow come out there.
Are you making up rules?
Always.
Okay. Well, that ends my turn.
We got another post. No.
Just Red Hammer saying hello.
No.
And he's rubbing it in that he's playing Bloodborne instead of this. And watching us suffer.
Well, we did it to ourselves. I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to really go dig into this one too
Well,
terribly much yet.
Even then, I think it looks like there's quite a bit of a form going for stuff, so.
Yeah, I think they're going to need an FAQ for this one, just to clarify some of this stuff a little bit better. Like I think it'll be good once we figure out some of that stuff, because I like the narrative aspect to it. It's just that there's definitely some questions.
Yeah.
The concept of the game is really cool too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My turn.
Good thing it's water.
Well, it was your turn. So, did we resolve everything for your turn? You rolled.
I did.
And then you did the darkness card.
I did.
And yeah, so then it's over to me. Oh boy. Alright, so I've got a couple of those.
I almost feel we may have to revisit this.
So I will play these two. Drop compassion by 1. That lets me place 2 light tokens.
Does it though?
It does. doesn't help us a tremendous amount. And then I'll donate the cross to you.
Thank you.
We want you to do something special.
I ain't got anything special to do.
You're special.
I'll reserve that. So then this goes away. Let's place a new one
Look at
out.
I'm clean. It's sparkling water. Sparkle.
And then I guess I'll place out equilibrium. That might be handy to have, possibly. Alright, then it's a die roll.
Bring on the pain.
More pain, why not? We love our pain. What, that one what, moves people?
Yep, move all shadows one area to engage.
What is it engaging? So I guess it would engage that. And then if it engages,
Event card?
does that specifically, yeah, the nemesis, then we have an event,
Which is the nemesis, yeah.
which
That's
places
that's
another curse.
it. And our goal is to reduce that, so...
Well, we're already up to like 5 above that.
Yeah, wait until... Never mind.
That you
Vindictive
laugh.
strain, 1 virtue discards.
I'm
the right
assuming it's
hand
bad,
card.
so...
And then the bottom one is to reduce clarity, strength, or compassion by 1 for each shadow that is in SK's surroundings, which SK isn't out there, so I would assume that we don't handle that.
That's
And then the darkness card. Sentry moves 3 for the scout. Northern scout for the shadow moves 2 to threaten. 1 hunter moves 2. 1 hunter moves 1. Okay, so that's that. And that's my turn.
okay.
Whoopee!
We're still alive.
It's a good thing it's a hand.
I
Well, he did
suppose.
say he wasn't coming after us.
So when does the hand move?
Let's go ahead and add a I don't know at this point, because if it's adding bad stuff, then we're raising this, and we don't really want to raise that.
Yeah, I mean, you might want
think
to
it's
remove one
coming.
at this point.
Yeah, let's remove one. Okay. And then
Help us end
Put
this.
us out of our misery. I mean, it's just basically the time that we have to put light tokens on there. That's our main
Right, yeah.
objective at this point, is just
Yeah.
getting light tokens on there, so.
okay, and you already went this turn, so I can't donate any.
And I don't know when we resolve these, but this one lets us place 1 and 1, so that would give us an extra die to use for something.
Okay. Well, then that's. What did I just do? I have no idea. Okay, so that goes to this card. That one comes out.
Got yours.
I need to do. Oh. Got that one.
Hour 40 minutes we're approaching.
The pain.
Pain.
Why'd you bring the pain?
So that would move in there. That might actually finish us off.
You've been saying that for the last 3 events now.
Well, because like the first 3 we got, they all moved it up, and now none of these are moving it up. One virtue removes all dice from their reserve. -1. No, it's just one virtue. That's why I took mine, because I had didn't matter. -1 clarity unless temperance miniatures on the board. That's it.
Alright, then I need a darkness, please. Thank you. And it's the far one since SK isn't on the. 1 scout searches, 2 scouts move 1 west. The westernmost scout moves 1 east. The farthest shadow moves 2 to threaten.
No shadow.
At least we're out of
and
shadows.
All hunters move 1 and fight 2.
Okay. And then we have a new shadow that comes out on X. Oh, goody.
So I'm almost thinking like the event cards, the way it sounds like it'll name specifically whatever that specific character needs to do.
Hmm.
And so if it plays, it doesn't play both the Seeker, or it's going to be one or the other, not necessarily both, perhaps. Anyways.
It's just weird that we have not had the Nemesis move at all. Like, I would assume his point is to make it off of the board.
I don't think so. I think the next part will be telling.
Yeah.
So we got my turn now again.
So that we would have to choose how we want to
Oh, okay.
do it.
I like the charity one too. It says take 4 days from my supply, allocate them to virtue. I don't have any supply after this one, so never mind. Choose a virtue. That virtue may immediately search through their discard pile and play a card of their choice from it.
That would be pretty good. So I have that +2 light in the discard.
That's what I got.
Okay.
What you got?
Courtney's got a mess of dice in her reserves and donated, so
Yeah.
She should be able to
we
do
could get her
some
some decent
awesome
cards.
stuff.
I have the Mercy and the Luck one. Place temperance on board, explore, move, or that card.
Okay.
Well, you seem like the person who had the most options, right? I'll go again.
Alright, you want to keep it as is?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead. Put us out of our misery. That's a lot of...
Nothing.
Nice rolling, Tex.
Thanks.
Well, you get to re-roll one, I guess. Well, it helps a little bit, I guess, maybe.
So,
So, did you get what you needed?
choose a virtue. Made immediately search through their discard pile and play a card of their choice from it.
So, 2 light, and it drops the compassion by 1. Or do I pay for it? Well,
Nope,
yeah, I
free.
have to pay for it, so it's just 2. Well, that helps.
Thanks.
And then I have this circle. Or do you need it? You probably could use it, right?
If you got pain, that would be better.
I used pain.
Okay.
Do you have anything for determination or no?
But you can flip one, can't you? No, you can't flip.
I already
Not that
I did the
I
reroll.
mean, either that or go towards equilibrium. But
Oh wait, I can't
Equilibrium.
flip one because I just. No, I did. I rerolled it. So.
Yeah.
And you can't flip donations.
Oh, and I had another one here.
What do you got? Is that one determination or pain?
Determination.
Damn it.
This was in reserve.
Yeah. So go into your hands, and then you could put it back in reserve or donate it.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. So then you got to roll, I think. Or did you discard any cards you used? Did you use one that you needed to discard?
No, did I use this one? Didn't I? Okay. Okay. There's no shadows to move. Oh wait, there is one. Where did he come from?
He
spawned.
spawned.
So move the closest shadow 1 area to engage.
Sweet. Damn it.
No, he would move this way, right? Because he can't go through, or only.
He's
virtues
going
can.
to
He's going
engage the
this
hand.
guy.
Oh.
Has us remove the lights,
Oh, great.
and clarity goes down.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
Okay.
Why is the eagle so evil?
And then darkness. See all the fun coming from darkness.
Nemesis dies.
That's fantastic.
Close of shadow moves 2 to engage, already done. Nothing. Where farther shadow moves 3 to threaten. Nothing.
Any spawning or anything? Yeah. So where's it
Why?
spawn at? That bottom thing?
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Why? No, where does it spawn? Why?
Oh my god.
I get that, but where? What location? Why?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we're getting punchy here. Whoa. See, I guess the worst thing about this right now is that we're playing immortal essences, so technically we can't even die. So we can't even put ourselves out of our own misery. Oh. So, I almost got what I needed.
Reroll.
So I can flip, which is what I need. So I'll go ahead and do that, which lets me place a light. I have nothing to do with this. So I'll put it back in reserve. To add that light back on that we lost. Which still leaves us with 3.
I have no more dice actually.
What happens if you run out of dice?
I'm just
Well,
stuck with what I have.
this is actually a pool of dice. I just made it easy for us
Okay.
by giving us 6 each, but normally it's just a pool that you work with. Then I'll roll.
Since I have the horde of them.
So it's just gonna have him move. It's what, move a 1 or multiple or
There's a pain.
the closest shadow 1. And then darkness. Since he's scout, shadow moves 2 to threaten. So he's just gonna move there. And we spawn on X. They just don't stop. Alright. That's my turn.
Okie-dokie.
And this is it, so yeah, we need light. Yeah. Azim lights!
Come on, Courtney.
I don't have any.
You got them all. Let's do it.
I do have them all, but the problem is I don't have the means to get the light.
You're tempering the light.
Maybe you should just get on the board.
Yeah.
Either way, we in trouble.
Alright. Can I go?
Donate me all.
Can't place it in a space with a shadow. You can go in the number. Yeah, there you go. Do that.
Wait, that means I can't go in there?
Well, that means when they go in there, then she explodes and kills them.
Really? Each time?
Yeah, it's a poofers.
Oh, cool. There you go.
So if she buys the turn with that, but the darkness is going to finish off this because it's the last card. So, you got anything else you can do with your reserve and donated dice?
Can you do with yours? Not that I can do too. And I
Can you
can't.
explore?
No. I can move 1 or 2 towards whatever that is, but I don't think I want to move out of there.
Well, if you move into the shadow space, then you just pop them right there.
Well, you pop both of them right there, and that's all one space.
Yeah. If you want to do that.
Okay. Oh no.
I think we need to revisit this and play some more.
Yeah, I mean, this was really rough,
So I'm just moving to
very
this
rough, painful, agonizing pain.
one. Okay,
Poppers.
and then I need to do the dice, the 1 die.
Okay.
Nice. Yay, nothing happens.
Well, the second time this game.
And then I'll need the darkness, please. I don't want
Horrible
it.
darkness.
Hey, at least I didn't. I don't know. Alright, it goes down 1 in strength, down 1 in clarity, Nope. Lied. Looking at the wrong thing.
Like, whoa!
1 sentry moves 3. The farthest scout moves 1 towards SK. The westernmost scout moves 2 east. The farthest shadow moves 2 to engage.
Go
Nothing.
Shadow. Poof.
3 hunters move, and then 1 hunter. I ain't got any of those.
We survived again.
Well, we kind of did, yeah. So then we resolved the effects of that, so where there's 3 additional, so that's probably, what, the worst that we could possibly have?
We go to chapter 7D.
So let's just see what happens with that, and then I think we'll cut it here, because we definitely need to
Go back and look at it.
refresh some more, figure out some of these questions.
Chapter 7D, it's a story. Cloaked in shadows. Outside of the goal.
We've been covering
Ooh.
shadows for a long time.
This is accurate.
We don't need to
Outside of the gaol, the blasphemous severed limb scuttles into the undergrowth like some vast, terrifying arachnid. The necromancer is a large man, and the hand is broad and thick, with heavy fingers, and covered almost entirely by a matted growth of ape-like hair.
Mm.
That's a lovely hand. It is
Dirty.
caked with blood around the stump where it was severed by the halberd blow. The second finger is decorated with a thin silver ring, a curious ornament made in the form of a coiling serpent. Shadows writhe and congealed wherever it moves, drawn to the thing, seeming as if to cloak it with from the world as it makes its ghoulish progress. The virtues pursue the abomination into the forest, where it becomes increasingly difficult to keep track of. Even as their light burns away, the shadows more amass, obscuring the foul thing, and the virtues feel the hand of darkness itself, cloaking her new plaything in a web of deceit and shadows. Sensing her profane influence, the virtues rush to the side of their champion, for the battle is to come. 4 darkness cards and D125. Illuminate Solomon's path.
Divine intervention.
So, potentially, there could be a comeback.
Oof. All right, so I think that's where we're going to end this session.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of questions to be had. This was, I mean, you know, we knew this was going to be rough. So.
Well, the game's rough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
The game's evil.
well, I think. I don't know. We're gonna definitely. There's a lot of checking we're gonna have to do on that.
Yeah, I think that's what we. But I mean,
so
I think we
it's
got,
interesting. I mean, like, I'm not writing it off. I think I
like the
the
story.
narrative. I like the story. Yeah. And we haven't really seen a whole bunch of it yet. It would have been neat to see more interaction with the virtues in that, but we haven't had Solomon Kane out. So maybe if we would have chosen the more on-hand approach, that would have gotten him out there to do different things. But
maybe, or maybe not. I think the mechanics aspect, whether these event cards, because I think once we did just the Pharaoh stuff, that moved a lot different.
yeah,
Whereas before we just piled it on, like we just
Yeah, we were-
things just coming out like crazy.
we were taking all kinds of punishment.
we were masochists in this, or sadists, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, then for those of you that tuned in, thank you for watching, and for those of you that watch later on, let us know if you've had a chance to play this and what your experiences are with it so far. And then, like I said, we will have some more coverage on this one. I will probably do some more. I don't know if we'll do more live streams or playthroughs or something.
I
And
think
then
we should. It wouldn't hurt.
I will have a teaching video for this once I iron out all these details, because I definitely need to make sure that we address this stuff, because I got a feeling a lot of people are having these kind of problems. Like,
Yeah.
this is probably pretty widespread.
I
So
think Mythic Games might need to reach out a bit here.
drop an FAQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get in touch with the designer and get some questions answered as well. So, all right, well, that is it for this one. We, for those of you that make it this far, we will be doing some some more, hopefully, live streams this coming Saturday. I will put out a post about that as well to cover what we are looking to do for that. But we will have some stuff, some different games, some different games on that. Possibly Aliens, possibly Zombicide, the second edition, possibly Dice Miner.
I think it'd be also cool if you guys want to throw out suggestions for stuff we might want to try to live stream.
Yeah,
If you guys, especially if you guys want to interact with us
Yeah,
and
if
stuff.
you have any suggestions, we might have to do a poll on that to see what people would be interested in seeing as well, just to do that. All right, well, thank you again, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye bye.